The roar of the motorcycle echoed through the dusty road as the sun sank behind the fields, painting the sky gold and crimson. A rugged old biker named Cole, his arms covered in fading tattoos and his eyes hollow with years of regret, slowed his Harley near an old roadside repair shop. His bike had been sputtering all day, but truthfully, it wasn't just the machine that was breaking down, it was the man himself. His life had been a long ride through pain, loss, and guilt, and he carried every mistake like the scars etched into his skin. The insignia on his vest, a hell angel's wings, once filled him with pride. Now it only reminded him of the brotherhood he'd lost and the family he'd left behind. If you believe in kindness, forgiveness, and second chances, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, because stories like this remind us that even the toughest souls can have the softest hearts. Cole parked beside the dusty garage, the evening light spilling over a young woman crouched near a pile of tools. She looked barely in her 20s, her dark hair tied back, grease smudged on her cheek. She looked up, startled for a moment, then smiled politely. "Need some help?" she asked, brushing her hands off on her jeans. Cole nodded, gruff and silent, his rough voice betraying exhaustion. "Bike's acting up. Carburetor, maybe." The girl nodded confidently and got to work. Her movements were steady and sure, each twist of the wrench done with practiced skill. Cole watched her quietly. Something about her presence, calm yet strong, felt familiar. As she worked, he noticed a small silver locket hanging from her neck. It glinted in the sun, and for a fleeting second he thought he saw something, a memory stirring deep in his chest. She asked him about the bike, where he was headed, and what kind of rides he used to take. Her questions were light, innocent, but Cole's answers came slow and heavy, as if each word carried years of weight. He hadn't talked much to anyone in a long time. Most people avoided him. Tattoos, leather, the Hell Angels patch, it scared folks off. But this girl, she looked right at him, unafraid. Then, as the last bit of sunlight touched the edge of his tattoo, the crimson wing inked across his arm, the girl froze. She blinked, her wrench slipping from her hand. "Sir, that tattoo," she whispered, voice trembling. "My older sister has the same one, the same exact one." Cole's heart stopped. He turned toward her slowly, confusion twisting into disbelief. "What did you say?" he rasped. The girl's eyes were wide, tears welling. She pointed at his arm, her voice shaking. "That wing, that's her tattoo. I've seen it 100 times. She said she got it with someone she'd never forget, someone named Cole." The name hit him like thunder. He felt the world spin beneath his boots. "Your sister's name," he managed. "What's her name?" The girl swallowed hard. "Elena," she said softly. "Elena Grace." Cole fell silent. The air around him grew thick, the sound of cicadas humming in the fading light. His knees almost gave way. Elena, the name he hadn't spoken in 20 years. The name of the woman who had once loved him, when he was nothing but a reckless man with a loud bike and a louder past. She'd believed in him when no one else did, but he'd left her broken, because he thought she deserved better than a man like him. He remembered the night he rode away. She'd stood in the rain, tears mixing with the storm, begging him not to go. He'd told himself it was mercy. He thought leaving her free of his darkness was the kindest thing he could do. He never looked back, until now. The young woman's eyes softened as she saw the tears forming in his. She didn't understand yet, not completely. You knew her?" she asked, almost afraid of the answer. Cole nodded slowly, his voice barely a whisper. "I didn't just know her, kid. I loved her, more than my own life." He sat down on the dirt, the weight of the years pressing on his shoulders. The girl joined him quietly, and for a long while, neither spoke. The sun dipped lower, painting their faces in amber light. Finally, she reached into her pocket and pulled out her phone. I think you should see this," she said. She showed him a photo. Elena, older now, standing beside a hospital bed, smiling weakly, holding the hand of a little boy. The same silver locket, the same soft eyes. "She passed last winter," the girl said quietly. "Cancer. She used to talk about this biker who changed her life. Said he wasn't bad, just broken. She said she wished he could have seen the man he really was." Cole's chest ached like someone had driven a knife through it. He turned his face away, hiding his tears, but they came anyway. Silent, raw, unstoppable. For all the miles he'd ridden, for all the nights he'd drowned his guilt in whiskey and noise, nothing could have prepared him for this moment. The girl, her name was Lily, he learned, told him how Elena never married, how she'd devoted her life to helping troubled kids, how she'd always kept a small photo of a young biker beside her bed. She said you saved her once, Lily whispered, but I think she saved you too, even if you didn't know it. As the wind swept across the open field, Cole looked toward the horizon. He felt something shift inside. A piece of him that had been lost finally found its way home. Maybe redemption wasn't in grand gestures or heroic acts. Maybe it was in small miracles like this. A chance meeting, a familiar tattoo, a message from the past, whispering that forgiveness was still possible. He stood up, dusted his hands, and looked at Lily with a faint, trembling smile. She'd be proud of you, he said. You've got her strength. Lily smiled through her tears. And you've still got her heart, she replied softly. That night, as Cole rode away from the old shop, the stars shimmered above like sparks from his exhaust. The road stretched endlessly before him, but for the first time in decades, it didn't feel empty. He felt Elena's presence in the wind, her laughter in the hum of the engine, her love in every mile that followed. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, because sometimes the people we think we've lost forever still find their way back to us in the most unexpected ways. Special request, comment she never really left. If you believe love and destiny always find their way home. And as Cole's bike disappeared into the golden dusk, the faint echo of his engine carried a message that could melt even the coldest heart. It's never too late to forgive yourself. And it's never too late to come home.